in the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions. We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
My name is Dr. Rafiu Oladipo.
My name is Baba Jalal Repega.
I'm Reverend Juliet Benite.
I'm Godio Didi.
My name is Professor Oladokun Sulaiman Olarawaju.
Souq News is on the ground, loading.
Very enlightening, very educative, and entertaining.
Thank you to Souq News.
So I'm happy that Souq TV has come into existence. I'm happy to be here in the Souq News.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and keep watching news that makes sense.
As Browning said, one's extension of one's reach should not exceed one's grasp, or what is heaven for. And I think Souq News is doing that.
Africa needs a voice of truth, and Souq News has become one of them. And get ready, get ready, get ready.
And keep watching.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. It's a place to be.
Keep watching Souq News.
Hello and welcome to News Hour, where we take you around the globe on developmental and business news stories. In the news. Many thanks for joining us on Souq News for News Hour. I am Juvi Ufiene. We begin from Nigeria, where President Bola Tinubu says the National Center for Training and Welding will be established for the training and retraining, evaluation and certification of persons in the welding practice across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Tinubu said this when he declared open the 2024 Technology and Innovation Expo in Abuja. The president, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, directed the Federal Ministry of Finance and National Budget and Economic Planning to provide the required funds for the establishment of the centers. He said welding played a critical role in strengthening Nigeria's economy. The Nigeria Data Protection Commission, NDPC, has entered into Memorandum of Understanding with the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, and the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, NLRC, to strengthen data protection measures. The collaboration with SMEDEN targets educating the country's 40 million SMEs on data privacy through capacity building initiative. NDPC also signed a similar MOU with NLRC to formalize commitments to uphold data protection laws and implement TIE's best practices in the gaming sector. Dr. Vincent Olatunji, the National Commissioner, CEO of NDPC, highlighted the significance of these partnerships in ensuring the trusted use of data for short, medium, and long-term growth. Moving on, the federal government has urged the 36 state governors of Nigeria to promptly begin implementing wage awards for workers as a means to alleviate the economic hardship faced by the populace while awaiting the determination of the new minimum wage, emphasizing that such implementation will offer much-needed relief without increasing inflationary pressures. This directive was given by Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu during his address in Minna, the Niger state capital, at the inauguration of the Agricultural Mechanization Revolution for Food Security and the unveiling of the renovated domestic terminal of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Airport. He called for all states to adopt the wage award, indicating that the Federal Executive Council would also follow suit. Still in Nigeria, the federal government has rolled out a presidential conditional grant scheme to empower nano businesses as part of the presidential palliative program. According to a statement by the Bank of Industry, the scheme offers grants without repayment obligations to eligible small business owners operating in various sectors such as trading, food services, ICT, transportation, creative and artisans. The PCGS targets 70% women and youth, 10% people with disabilities, and 5% senior citizens, with the remaining 15% distributed to other demographics. The initiative is implemented by the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment with the Bank of Industry as the executing agency. The 50,000 grant per beneficiary will reach 1 million small businesses in the 774 local government areas and the 6 council areas in the Federal Capital Territory. Still in Nigeria, the Nigerian government witnessed a significant increase in revenue from oil sales in the months of December 2023 and January 2024, driven by an increase in oil production. Data analysis revealed a boost of approximately $301.2 million in December and additional $225.14 million in January, totaling an extra 449 billion naira over the 2-month period. This financial uptick is attributed to a rise in crude oil output, reflecting the country's effort to maximize the natural resources for economic benefits. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has set ambitious targets aiming to further enhance oil production to 2.5 million barrels per day. Gbenga Komolafe, the chief executive of the regulatory body, emphasized the importance of closing the gap between the actual oil production and the technical potential, presenting opportunities for investors and unlocking additional revenue streams to boost our economic resilience. Komolafe highlighted the vast reserves of oil and gas in Nigeria, constituting a substantial portion of Africa's reserves, and the need to effectively implement the Petroleum Industry Act for sustainable development. He underscored the potential for clean energy technologies, including green and blue hydrogen, solar, wind, and biomass, as well as the country's demographic advantage with a growing population, presenting hope for Africa. The recent increase in crude oil earnings underscores Nigeria's commitment to optimizing its resources with strategic initiatives aimed at stimulating economic growth, attracting investment, and ensuring a sustainable energy future. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FRS, has launched a self-registration module on the TaxPro Max platform, signaling a move towards business-friendly reforms and enhanced customer service. The Executive Chairman of FRS, Souq announced these developments, encouraging newly registered business entities to leverage the feature. The innovative self-registration module allows businesses to independently complete their FRS registration, streamlining the process and saving time and resources. The initiative aligns with the FRS migration to TaxPro Max platform, emphasizing efficiency and transparency in tax system. The FRS aims to boost the ease of doing business, increase revenue, and expand its taxpayer base, settling a 3-year target to raise Nigeria's tax-to-GDP ratio from 10 to 18%. The African Guarantee Fund and United Bank for Africa have signed a partnership that will benefit small and medium enterprises across 20 African countries. According to a statement from UBA, the AGF under the agreement will support and guarantee SMEs with a $50 million portfolio guarantee, as well as facilitate extensive capacity development for the bank's customers who run small businesses across the continent, paying special attention to women-led businesses and green finance projects. UBA's Group Managing Director, Oliver Alawaba, who spoke during the partnership signing ceremony at the bank's head office in Lagos, said that as Africa's biggest bank, UBA remain committed to supporting SMEs in Africa, especially to women-founded and managed businesses. He said this guarantee will serve as a catalyst for the bank's intervention for SME business, women-led and environmental-friendly businesses, enabling us to further extend our reach and impact. We'll take a break, and when we return, more stories are there. Do stay with us. We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
I'm okay.
My name is Raymond Bola Brown.
Hi, my name is Fred Amata, and you are on to Souq News.
If you are watching this channel for the first time, make sure you continue to watch it, because this is Souq News.
Shout out to Souq News. Actually, I don't know. I really enjoyed the little moment I spent with you, and I think with more of this.
Souq News. Here's the Souq News, who had the courage to transcend a locked-off camera and actually have a conversation with a human being. It's a pleasure, Souq News. Thank you very much.
The Sovereign Wealth Fund is set to receive approximately $5 billion quarterly dividends propelled by its expanded stake in Aramco. The government's allocation of additional 8% stake in the state-controlled oil giant to the Public Investment Fund has paved the way for this substantial windfall. Aramco, in response, has announced plans to boost shareholder payouts with PIF now holding a 16% stake valued at $333 billion. The annual payout is expected to exceed $20 billion. These financial boon positions the fund strategically for increased spending on major projects like the $500 billion Neon City, despite scrutiny and economic diversification challenges, as Saudi Arabia grapples with anticipated budget shortfalls until 2026. PIF's governor aims to raise annual deployment to $70 billion by 2025. The fund, overseeing assets totaling $900 billion, has generated $7 billion from 2 bond sales this year. In a bid to reduce repayment pressures amid the country's severe economic crisis, Argentina's government has started a voluntary debt swap on Monday, targeting peso and some dollar-linked instruments set to mature in 2024. The debt restructuring involved 15 different instruments valued at approximately $65 billion, offering holders the option to exchange them for new inflation-linked instruments maturing between 2025 and 2028. A government source revealed that eligible securities held by the public and private sectors for the swap operation amounted to around $64.86 billion, with 70% of the maturities held by the public sector. Despite the rally in Argentine sovereign bonds earlier this year, driven by optimism surrounding President Javier Milei's reform and fiscal tightening, bonds dipped by an average of 0.5% on Monday. The auction process opened on Monday morning and will conclude on Tuesday evening, with settlement of offers scheduled for Friday. South Africa's rand maintained its upward movement yesterday, retaining gains from the previous week amidst a lack of significant domestic economic updates. The rand stood at 18.6750 against the dollar, showing a 0.3% increase from its previous close, while the dollar index saw a modest uptick of nearly 0.2%. Investors awaited U.S. inflation data expected on today, which could impact the Federal Reserve's interest rate decisions. Currency analysts anticipated the rand to consolidate within a trading range of R18.60 rand to R18.85 rands in the short term, mirroring global market movements. The rand's resilience was partly attributed to last week's surge in gold prices, which remained steady on Monday. Later in the week, South Africa is set to release its gold mining and manufacturing production figures for January. Meanwhile, on the stock market, the top 40 index closed 0.26% lower, and the broader all-share index was down 0.32%. South Africa's benchmark 2030 government bond showed marginal strength, with the yield decreasing by 0.5 basis points to 10.105%. Moving ahead, South Korea's government launched a hotline on Tuesday to provide support for doctors facing harassment or peer pressure amidst a mass walkout over healthcare reform plans. Health Minister Cho Kung-hong defended reforms aimed at improving work conditions for trainee doctors amidst criticism from some medical professionals. The hotline aims to assist trainees in returning to work and ensuring continued patient care. Despite ongoing protests, the government remains committed to reforms, including increasing medical school admissions to address shortages in essential fields. Public support for boosting the number of doctors is strong. While some professionals threaten to quit, many practicing physicians have not joined the protest. Dr. Jin Hong Chong, a professor at Souq National University, voiced support for trainees and highlighted concern about a potential brain drain as some doctors consider practicing abroad. Oil prices remained steady yesterday as concern over Middle East conflict affecting supply eased, and Chinese data suggested weak demand, while an uptick in U.S. refining activity limited and downward pressure. Brent futures for May delivery settled at $82.21 a barrel, up 13 cents, while the U.S. crude April contract slipped 8 cents to close at $77.93 per barrel. Analysts noted conflicting factors keeping oil prices in check, with weaker than expected Chinese data indicating reduced demand despite rising crude oil imports in the first 2 months of the year. Despite ongoing geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, such as attacks by Yemen Houthis on ships in the Red Sea, investors seem unfazed, focusing instead on U.S. data and refining activity. U.S. job growth accelerated in February, but concerns about rising unemployment and moderating wage gains kept interest rates cut on the table, while an increase in refining utilization hinted at potential tightening of global crude supplies. China has entered a partnership in technology, mining and energy sectors with the West Asian nations India, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Kuwait is expanding its tech sector partnership with China, with its leading operator Zain Kuwait successfully completing 5.5G trials in collaboration with Chinese telecom firm Huawei last month. According to reports, Kuwait telecom operator Corredo has also partnered with Huawei in providing network infrastructure service in the country. Kuwait's primary agency for information technology recently organized a meeting on artificial intelligence in collaboration with Huawei for AI's role in local governance. In another development, Chinese state media has made some headway in the local media sector in Kuwait by offering financial incentives. Similarly, Saudi Arabia, which is launching several initiatives to modernize its economy, is opening its mining sector to China. A Saudi-Chinese joint consortium is set to invest about $30 million in exploration of copper and zinc mining in the kingdom's Medina province. Still in China, Xiaomi said on Tuesday it will start deliveries of its first electric vehicles model SUV this month, venturing into the world's largest auto market amid a brutal price war. The smartphone maker, China's fifth largest, said in a wearable post it has 59 stores in 29 cities nationwide that will take others. A launch event is scheduled for March 28 when the new EV sticker tag is expected to be announced. Xiaomi's share rallied 7% during morning trade. China's EV sales climbed 18% in January-February, not too far off 21% growth seen for all of 2023. This year has seen a round of deeper price cuts led by market leader BYD to woo consumers amid weakening domestic demand. At the unveiling of the Speed Ultra 7 SUV sedan in December 2023, Chief Executive Lei Zhong said Xiaomi plans to become one of the world's top 5 automakers. Its cars will be produced by a unit of state-owned automaker BAIC Group, a Beijing factory with an annual capacity of 200,000 vehicles. The smartphone giant has pledged to invest $10 billion in autos over a decade and is one of the few new players in China's EV market to gain approval from authorities who have been reluctant to add to supply gluts. We'll take a breather, and News Hour continues in a jiffy. Three Wise Men. Iconic sculptures and statues adorn major metropolitan cities of the world. In Lagos, Nigeria, the statue of 3 men designed to depict the state's cultural heritage and to usher in visitors and tourists into the ever-accommodating center of excellence is no doubt an astounding work of art. Originally built under the administration of Colonel Raji Rasaki, designed by Bodu Shodende in 1991 and standing over 12 feet high, referred to as Agba Meta or Aro Meta, the 3 sculptured chiefs were placed along the Lagos-Ibadan toll gate to welcome people coming into Lagos State. The statue, called the 3 Wise Men, by many has become a major signature for the state. 3 white-capped chiefs, clad in white wrappers, knotted across their shoulders and with clenched right fists, are shown in the artwork. The images fascinate and create impressions in the minds of visitors coming into the state, captivating the attention of visitors who look with keen interest, pondering on the messages which the posture of the engraved images signifies. The 3 wise men has been relocated thrice from its original position at Ojodu Berger end of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to Magodo area before its final relocation to its present site at Olowopopo Drive. The sculpture has suffered severe damages over the years and renovated. Bodun Shodende, through this sculpture, depicted the highest honor that can be afforded to anyone in the Eko greeting tradition. The 3 wise men, Arometa, Souq, Enlightenment.
Many thanks for staying with us, and now to the rest of the story. The U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has started looking into around 250.712 under inside and under passport vehicles due to concerns about the automatic emergency braking system turning on by mistake. The NHTSA's investigation began after they received 46 complaints, including reports of 3 crashes or fires and 2 injuries related to the issue. The problem affects Honda Insight hybrid electric cars from 290 2019 to 2022 and Honda Passport SUVs. If the emergency braking system activates unintentionally, it could raise the risk of collision, leading to injuries and damage. Honda's North America office hasn't provided comments yet. This initial probe by the NHTSA is the first step in their investigation process, where they check consumer complaints and manufacturer service bulletins to identify potential safety problems. Top Republican Senators Ted Cruz and John Thune unveiled a groundbreaking legislation on Monday aimed at enhancing U.S. 5G network by reallocating government-owned spectrum. The Spectrum Pipeline Bill mandates the Commerce Department's NTIA to identify 2,500 megahertz of mid-band spectrum for non-governmental or shared use within 5 years. It requires the FCC to auction at least 1,250 megahertz for commercial wireless services, including 5G, and 6 years and 600 megahertz within 3 years. With mobile data traffic surging 38% in 2022, the bill responds to soaring spectrum demand fueled by advancements in drones, self-driving vehicles, and precision agriculture. The initiative, supported by industry group CTIA, aims to balance wireless data use, national security, and competition while advancing next-generation technologies. The move comes amid debates over the Defense Department's spectrum usage for military radar system versus commercial wireless. Highlighting the need to address China's growing influence, our senior U.S. State Department officials stressed the importance of utilizing all available resources during the unveiling of the Biden administration budget request for the 2025 fiscal year. The request includes $4 billion over 5 years in mandatory funding, with $2 billion earmarked to establish an international infrastructure fund aimed at providing credible alternatives to Chinese funding. Rich Werner, Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources, emphasized the necessity of game-changing investments to boost our Indo-Pacific countries against predatory practices, focusing on efforts to enhance governance and the rule of law. Additionally, the State Department requested an additional $4 billion discretionary funding to support foreign assistance and diplomatic engagement in the region. These initiatives respond to China's extensive Belt and Road Initiative, surpassing U.S. efforts in funding infrastructure projects in developing countries. Werner underscored the importance of leveraging partnerships and investment to compete effectively with China and defend U.S. interests, emphasizing the focus on transformative, quality, and sustainable infrastructure projects. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, News on the Hour continues.
In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress, welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Welcome. And lastly, Bitcoin increased to a new all-time high above $72,000 yesterday, continuing its upward trajectory as the cryptocurrency market showed no signals of slowing down, with Bitcoin up 4.4% at $72,649 and briefly touching $72,739. The surge has been fueled by substantial inflows into the new spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds and speculation regarding potential interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. Analysts highlighted the strength and resilience of Bitcoin, attributing the surge to continued market confidence and demand. While capital flows into the largest U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds slowed slightly, they still reached nearly $2 billion, indicating sustained investor interest. Moreover, anticipation of Bitcoin upcoming halving events in April, which will tighten supply, has contributed to the bullish sentiment. Despite the challenges of predicting Bitcoin's price trajectory, the cryptocurrency's growing acceptance is evident as Britain's financial watchdog recently paved the way for digital asset trading products. In the realm of crypto stocks, Coinbase shares rose while shares of crypto miners, Riot Platforms, and Marathon Digital experienced mixed performance. And that's all there is today on the News Hour. Many thanks for watching. Do not forget to stay with us and share your thoughts with us via our social media platform at Souq News TV. I am Juvi Ufiene. Many thanks for watching. Souq Pulse comes up shortly.